Hello everybody. Today we will solve one question from Mathematics B, paper 1, May 2014, question number 18. This is from statistics chapter, especially this is histogram. Okay, the time at which the first goal was scored in a number of football matches was recorded. The incomplete table and histogram give information about the time interval in which the first goal was scored and the number of matches in which the first goal was scored in that interval. Here time interval given and the number of matches. Okay, the time at which the first goal was scored. Okay, so how many goals scored within this time, it is given here. So we have to complete this table and also we have to complete the histogram. In complete histogram, we have to draw. Use the histogram to complete the table. Use the table to complete the histogram. Okay. One thing you have to remember, in generally, the histogram, if you want to find out the histogram formula, here frequency density, it is represent vertically. Frequency density equals to frequency divided by class width when k equals to 1. When k equals to 1, the frequency density formula equals to frequency divided by class width. But if k is not equals to 1, this time frequency density formula equals to frequency divided by class width multiply 1 by k. One thing we have to remember, when we just get the table and no incomplete histogram, that's time we think that k equals to 1. So that's time if we want to find out the frequency density, we just divide frequency by class width. But in this question, here we have incomplete table and incomplete histogram. That's why at first we have to find out the value of k. We have to remember, if k is not equals to 1, frequency density equals to frequency divided by class width multiply 1 by k. Now see how can we find out the k value. So at first we have to focus which interval frequency we have and which histogram is completed. Here you check 45 to 60. This histogram already completed, and 45 to 55, the frequency also given 50. So now we will focus in this interval. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. So at first we have to write down frequency proportional to area. That means frequency equals to Ka. We have to find out 45 to 55, this interval area. 45 to 55, this interval area, we just write here area equals to length into breadth. So here from 45 to 55, the breadth is 10. There's subtraction of this interval. 45 to 55, this interval subtraction is 10. And length is like the vertical side. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So frequency density is 5. So that means we have to take length is 5. So area equals to 50. Remember, this area is in this interval 45 to 55. So this is 50. Now here 45 to 55, like 45. Now 45 to 55, this interval frequency we have to put over there, it is 50, right here 50 k, and this interval area from the histogram we get, it is also 50. So k equals to 50 divided by 50, it is 1. Okay, so remember, in the beginning of my lecture, I said if k equals to 1, we have to use frequency density equals to frequency divided by class width. As here k1, so we have to use this formula. Frequency density equals to frequency divided by class width. Okay, now the first question, use the histogram to complete the table. We have to complete this table. So in 55 to 75, so we want to find out this frequency. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 55 to 75. As we want to find out the frequency, we make subject frequency F1, 2, 3, 4. F4 equals to frequency density 4, that means fourth interval frequency density multiply class width. So where from we get the frequency density? 55 to 75, check it. 55 to 75. Here frequency density is 1, 2. So right here 2. And 55 to 75, this class width is 0 and 2. So frequency is 40. So 55 to 75 frequency is 40. So right here. Now again to 75 to 90. 75 to 90. We indicate this is as a F5 equals to frequency density 5 multiply class width. So what will be the frequency density? 75 to 90, 90. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 and class width is 5, 15. So 4 15s are 60. So our fifth intervals frequency is 60. Now we want to complete this histogram. Okay, so remember, if you want to find out the histogram, that means complete the histogram, we have to follow this formula. FD equals to F by class width. So first histogram, that means 0 to 40, we have frequency 20. 0 to 20, the first frequency is 20, 0 to 40, sorry, 0 to 40, frequency is here 20 and class width is 40. So if we divide this, we will get here 0.5. So frequency density is 0.5. From here to here, this is 2, this is 1. So 0.5 is 1 to here. So 0 to 40, frequency density is 0.5. We'll represent here. So now from 40 to 50, 40 to 45, 40 to 45, frequency is 35. Now 40 to 45, frequency density equals to frequency divided by class width. So frequency is 35 here. Now check again. Frequency is 35 and class width is here 5. So if you divide frequency density, you get 7. So 40 to 45, frequency density is 7 and it is represented vertically. From here, this is 7. So complete the histogram. Okay. So our histogram also completed. So if we review again, one thing you have to remember when any question, just frequency table given and no other information given, that's time you think that k equals to 1. So that's time frequency density equals to frequency divided by class width. But other than this, if you have incomplete table and incomplete histogram, you have to remember frequency proportional to area and area equals to length into breadth. You have to search which interval frequency you have and which histogram also you have. You just focus on that interval. Find the area of that interval, that histogram, and right here the frequency and area, find the value of k. If k equals to 1, remember frequency density equals to frequency divided by class width. But if k is not 1, that's time frequency density equals to frequency divided by class width multiply 1 by k. So step by step, we just find out the frequency. When we want to find out the frequency, we make frequency subject. When we want to find out the frequency density, we make frequency density subject. I think everybody understand this maths. This is one of the very important maths. Please practice it again and again. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching.